Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do. 40 in here. One, two, three. No, it's 22. So I need to find Greetings and good afternoon. Some of you may be wondering why the super late stream. Well, that's mostly because I wanted Dez to be able to be here himself if he wanted to, and he's in Australia, so you know, noon start time here is like 3 o'clock in the morning for him. So there's something, I don't know, math, whatever. But yeah, I wanted him if he wanted to, not no obligation. But it looks like he's here. So hello, Dezli. Uh, Thanks for stopping by, and I'm gonna build your keyboard today. I'm super excited about this. Um, it's a cool board, but it's just the fact that Dezli is the one who built it, or who designed it and put the group by together and did all the logistical work and everything that he went put into it, and the fact that he's a teenager just astounds me. So I'm like, yes, absolutely, I want to build this keyboard, and it's a really cool board, and we'll get to that. But there's really cool artwork on the back, and this whole thing just has some special stuff going on. So I got this yesterday, or yeah, yesterday was Tuesday. I don't even know what day of the week it is. Yeah, the hard part about not having a job is not knowing what day of the week it is. Um, I got this yesterday, and it has been terrorizing me, being like sitting there that I can't open it. So we're gonna open it now, and also signed board, hooray! So this is cool. So I'm gonna crack this thing open and see what we've got. Hopefully it survived the trip. The box has a little dent in it right here, but seems okay. And yeah, let's crack this open. So it's a 36 key keyboard, completely wireless. Ahokore is the name of the board, and also means wireless in Maori. So that's a pretty cool name. And I have a special affinity for New Zealand because I like New Zealand. Yes, thank you. I like my nails too, although I've kind of chipped them quite a bit, the paint, but it's fine. I have an affinity for New Zealand. I went to New Zealand as my first ever trip outside of the US and Canada, back in like 2016, I want to say. And I loved it. It was awesome. I went there, and there was a I'd heard New Zealand Kiwis, they really like hiking and backpacking. They call it tramping there. So I was like, okay, I got to do this. This sounds really fun. And I have friends who have done PCT and stuff like that. So, I borrowed some of their gear, went on a hiking trip there for the last 4 days of the trip, and those are the best 4 days of my life up to that point. So I'm like, wow, this is awesome. I really need to come back and do more of this, or just not necessarily come back and do more of it, but I need to do more of this backpacking, tramping stuff in general. So then a little bit later, I went to Japan and kind of inverted the trip. Instead of having a 2-week trip where I spent a couple of days on the trail, I did a 2-week trip where I spent a couple of days in the cities and the rest was on the trail. And so I did 9 days on a trail in Japan. It was great. And then a little bit later, I had an opportunity to take some time off. I have 2 cats, so it's hard to do any kind of long-term travel because it's very expensive to board them or get a house sitter or something. So I got a friend of mine watched the cats while I was gone, and I spent 3 months in New Zealand, and I walked across the South Island, and unbelievable. And that's kind of like now my long-term goal is to do a lot more of that around the world. Which, if you hear me talking about my like long-term travel board or something like that, that's the trip I'm talking about. Is that like I'm gonna go walk around the world for 5 years or whatever. Don't know exactly what the plan is, but I know what I'm gonna start doing, and that hopefully will be to start at the northernmost tip of Japan and walk south until I get to the southernmost tip of Japan. But today, let's build this keyboard. So I unboxed stuff. There's some extra packing materials. It is surprisingly hard to talk and do this at the same time because just how brains work, and I don't have a wide enough shot to be able to get show the actual unboxing itself. So I just kind of pull stuff out. But you get the idea. So in the box comes some chalk white switches. Chalk whites are fairly popular. They're kind of the gold standard clicky switches. The idea with it was to have a fully functioning kit that you can put together. So ship switches with it. I don't know what else to say about that. So it comes with its own switches, but they're not soldered on. You can do it yourself. Yeah, I'm going to Japan. You can do it yourself. You can put different switches on if you want. And if you're like, oh, I don't want chalk whites, why, blah, 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 blah. You can sell these yourself or keep them for another build or something. Aha, yes. Vegemite. I forgot. I don't have bread. I'm going to have to do the Vegemite toast thing a different stream because I don't have bread to do this with. But kind of like Split KB sends out stroopwafels with all of their keyboards, all of their orders, basically. Or maybe it wasn't just me, but it was, I was in on it for sure. It was like, you should totally send out little Vegemite packs with each one because, Australia, that'd be awesome. So, yeah, got a little, condiment size Vegemite thing. I've had Marmite before, and I don't remember if I've had Vegemite, if that's a thing in New Zealand or if it's Marmite in New Zealand. But I don't know if I've had Vegemite before. Yeah. With a metric ton of butter. Yep, that's what I hear. And I've had it once. Whatever I did in New Zealand or whatever I had in New Zealand, I said, oh, okay, well, this is a single serving of Vegemite, so I'm gonna put all of it on my toast. Kind of like I get a little single serving thing of jam or jelly or something like that. I'm gonna put all of it on my toast. And oh my god, it was the worst thing I've ever eaten. But I've since heard that Yeah, exactly. Strawberry jelly. I've heard that. No, 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 no. That's way too much. Like the whole Tom Hanks thing and all this. So I am going to give it another solid try, um, and and see what happens from there. But it won't be today. Sorry, I totally spaced on getting bread for it. So additionally, it looks like you get some Velcro probably for the battery, which I don't have the battery yet. I ordered it, but it's Amazon. Like things are hit or miss right now, whether you're going to get it in 2 days or a week. Um, so it'll be here Monday, something like that. But I'm pretty sure this works as a wired keyboard, so we'll do it that way. So a little bit of Velcro to stick the battery on, some feetsies for the underside. I like these. These are kind of nice. Wonder wonder how well these would fit on a hot swap board. Whoops. Okay, before I break things, I'm gonna just keep going. And then, oh, that's awesome. Ah, this is really cool. So this is a colorized version of the art that's on the back of the board. If you're not familiar with the this bird, this is called a fantail. Fantails are awesome, awesome little birds. I'd never seen them until I was on the trail in New Zealand, I don't think. But I got to know them very well because in New Zealand, on the trail, they are your best friend. They are constantly around you. They're flittering, fluttering, making all sorts of noise, trying to get you to keep moving because you're walking through the trail and you're stirring up all the leaves and stuff, kicking off all the bugs, and they eat them. And so the fantail is like, no, 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 keep going, keep going, keep going. And it's adorable, and the sounds they make, and the little meep meep, and it just everything. I love fantails, so this is very cool. I didn't know this was going to be the sticker, but this is very very cool to have this sticker. Seriously, I'm excited about that. All right, now for the actual reveal. You know what? I'm just gonna Christmas present this. Paper. Boom. Oh, that is very shiny. Let me see if I can make that so it doesn't glare as much. So that's the board. Got your controller down here, your extra components for the controller, your JST connector for your battery, USB-C connector, reset button, and power switch. You got your 3x5 plus 3. This is the Maker's Mark and the model, the Fantail edition. I think that's super awesome. It's Fantail edition. And then, of course, the Fantail art on the back and the signed. This is very cool. I'm so cool. And while the Ahokore was not designed with a it's there's no case for it. But if you want to make a case for it, you totally can. The whole keyboard itself is public domain, so you can print up these PCBs and stuff if you want. But there are holes for case mounting. Oops, not that one. If you want to do that, if that's a thing you want to do. But yeah, it was designed to or intended to be used as just a bare PCB board. So this is the Ahokore. I think maybe a little higher. Whoops. Okay. That one's going to keep falling off. All right. Well, I'm going to throw the switches in here and get this soldered up. And we'll go from there. Des, did you flash a stock firmware on here? I haven't done the ZMK bits yet. And I don't know how long that would take me to do. It probably wouldn't take me that long because I already have a 3x5 plus 2, so I just need to add the 2 thumb keys. But pre-flash the default, sweet. Fire up the soldering iron and the fan. And get cracking on this. Cast curse which sticker? This sticker or the QC sticker on the back? Let's see. Oh yeah, these switches snap in real nice. I like it when they sit in there. Is attacking the bird. No, I think that's more that that's the bug that the bird is trying to eat. Maybe. Whoops. But I do really appreciate it when the switches snap in nicely so that I can put them all in, flip it over, and solder and not have all of them fall out on the floor or have to do some shenanigans to keep it from falling out. Just going to turn the iron down just a little bit. Okay. Whoops. Keep the fantail over here. Yeah. Pierre did a great job on these. I think it's the same footprints that Pete used on the Zaphod. All right. Can someone explain to me the difference between the Ferris and the sweep? I feel like I've heard a Ferris sweep. Is that a thing? Like, or am I confusing things? Or are they just totally unrelated boards? I have a Ferris that I need to put together. I think I'm afraid of it because it's got the embed or the integrated controller. Okay. Push this down. And get soldering. Sorry for the arm shot. Yeah. Yeah, I went from 6-hour stream to 2-hour stream to, I'm gonna guess, 45 minutes. Although, at the end of, after I'm done with this, I am gonna talk about my next, maybe not next thing, but certainly the next big one coming up. So stick around if you want to find out more. Hope I brought it down here. Oh, I did. Okay. Maybe I need a little more heat. I don't know. Yeah, Leah, I'm doing a build stream to... Well, I am actually going to do a build stream to put together a hot swap board. Like one that's fully PCBA. I don't remember if the Cornish Zen has... if it comes fully assembled or if you have to at least put the case together. But there's no soldering involved with that board. And it's hot swap. And also the Cornelius. When that arrives, because I got a hot swap PCB for that. Yep, you totally can. I think you have to order them separately, or at least that's what Daryl ended up doing. Like, he ordered them and had them sent to the PCBA place. But those are PCBA'd. He is doing some soldering and assembly on his end. I believe the e-ink display is going to be soldered by him, not PCBA. But otherwise... yeah, he might be installing the batteries as well. Like, he's definitely shipping them with batteries. Because he got the, you know, UL listed or what, he got the, like, batteries that are officially don't suck. I haven't hand wired a dactyl. I haven't built a dactyl at all, but I haven't done any hand wire yet either, although I want to. But I am very interested in a dactyl like or dactyl like thing. Just as a like, how would I even like that? Okay. That's going to be very hard for me to type on because my homero mods are one, probably different from yours in general, but two, are on the bottom row, not the home row. Because when they were on the home row, I was getting so many misfires. It was just impossible to use. Like, really, really bad. All right. That might be all of them. I'm really surprised I didn't miss any. Yep. Okay, cool. So that's soldering done. While it's back here, let's put the things on. Yeah. Okay. You know what? I bet there's a guide that says. put one right under the battery pins to prevent any shorts from happening to... Okay, well... Oh yeah, the default layout on any keyboard, in my opinion, should have basically enough for you to test that each key works very easily without having to do like chording or anything like that. So like stock QWERTY with, you know, any extra keys just have like escape or enter or something on them, just enough to that, yeah. I wasn't complaining about your layout. Believe me, I fully intend to flash my own layout. Mine is so different than what a lot of people are going to have. As most people are. Okay, let's see. Can I put this on here without... I'll just put it over there. That's good. Alright, and since I don't have a battery yet, it's on the way. I'm not going to care if... I'm not going to put the battery on, but let's fire this bad boy up and see what happens. Is this plugged in? That is plugged in. Okay. Do-do-do-do-do. Say something. Where's enter? Enter. There's enter. Okay. It works. Imagine that. It actually works. Alright, so I've got some purple caps that I'm going to put on here. Oh, the say something, I was just typing what it says in the little chat box. Let's see, QMK configurator. Test keyboard. All right. There's one key. I guess these aren't purple, these are blue. I don't know. They're a nice color. And despite what the labels on the package say, these aren't actually QC rejects. These are the real deal. They're not the, what was it, the Band of Rejects sale that MK Ultra had. I do have some of those, but those are on different boards. $2,500 chalk whites. Damn. And you bought them at retail? That's a lot. Although I guess the MOQ from MBK is probably like 10,000. Yeah, the rejects thing, I knew they were going to go fast, and I'm glad they had a limit. and that most people, I think, at least obeyed the limit. I know I did. All right. And home row or home keys. 6,000. Okay. Well, from Kale. Oh, sorry. I misread. Got you. Okay. Okay, so let's see, that works. Let me just, since I have the fan off now. I can turn off the noise suppression. Okay. Whoops. All right, the whole thing works. And let's do power. Oh, I was going to unplug it and see, but that wouldn't work because there's no battery installed anyways. Well, Locker, if you got one of these, it comes with 39 chalk whites. Or, yeah, there are plenty of other places you can get chalk switches. Let's go back to the live streaming thing. Actually, all right, let's see if I can type. And mini on. Oh my god, I'm terrible today. Nice. Very, very cool keyboard. Very cool keyboard. I just love the Fantail. I love the... I was, like, before... This was the first 3x5 board that I ordered. Or that I was even, like, coveting, really. Because traditionally I've been 3x6. Because I needed... I was like, okay, well, I could do 3x5 plus 3 because then I can move my tab and escape and not change things. Because I had like one or two unused keys on my thumbs. But I had tab and escape and hyphen were the outer row things. So I had to move those down to stuff, down to the thumbs. So I was like, okay, so I got this. But then the Zephod, I was able to get an early tester version of that. And it's 3x5 plus 2. So I'm now adjusted to 3x5 plus 2 for the most part. So I just need to port that layout to this, which should be as easy as just adding blanks on these two switches or maybe some sort of macro or something. And go from there. But this was going to be the board that was going to convert me down to 3x5. But it's all good. It's there are lots of there's lots of room in my place for more keyboards. I'll say that. Plus, it's just fun to build them. Yeah, tentamite. Although this is more tiltamite. I want to figure out a way to get my lights so that I can see, that y'all can see, but it's not like, oh my god, I'm going blind from the shine. I had moved them lower to the desk, but the problem is then they're tilted up and they're blinding me in the face, and I don't know. I'm still working on it. It's all a work in progress. But that's part of the fun, is figuring out how to make everything work and how to do all that stuff. So I need to find a good place for that, for the board. Yeah, the Vegemite is it's an Australian thing. Like, it's barley and wheat extract or something like that. And it's a very popular toast topping, delicious savory spread from Australia. Yeah, we'll call it that. Yeah. So that is the Ahokore. And like I said, I'm sorry I don't have bread. I forgot. I was gonna do a here, I'm gonna spread some on here, and then y'all could be like, no, that's too much, or no, that's not enough, or whatever, and try it out. But I forgot to get some, so I'll have to do that a different stream. I will make sure that it gets recorded on its own somehow, so that I can send just that torture test out. But yeah, so that's kind of the end of the Ahokore build here, because it's all working and soldered and put together and everything. Like I said, I'm super excited about this keyboard. Just to have it here and to have it it's awesome. I'm so pleased with this. Thank you, Dezli, so much for building, or for designing this. You did an amazing job with everything, with communication about delays or problems, or you were every little penny that you had to increase the cost for, you were super apologetic and all that stuff, and everyone was, I thought it was really cool how supportive everyone was of no, you're good, dude. So the whole thing was just a great experience all around, and I really hope that one, that you do more awesome things in the future, but also two, that people take hints or take tips, take notes and stuff from your group buy, and try to do theirs as well as you did. So thank you, and I look forward to putting this through its paces. Yeah, so on the streaming front, someone earlier mentioned something about a dactyl. That's particularly of interest because also yesterday I got a dactyl, or at least I think this is a Bastel Mini, something like that. It's from Bastard Keyboards. I've been wanting to build some sort of kit like this for a while, or a board like this for a while, but because I don't have a 3D printer, and I do know someone who has a 3D printer, but printing stuff, I don't know, I just feel really weird going hey, can I use your 3D printer that's collecting dust in your garage? So I've been looking for something I could just buy and have it put together, or be able to put it together. And this one is especially cool because it comes with PCBs. It's not a hand wire build. And this is kind of corn shaped, so that's exciting to me, because if you don't know, I have 5 corns now. Corn is kind of my gold standard keyboard. So it's kind of exciting to have a corn type keyboard here. But this PCB is flexible, so you can bend it and it doesn't break. Aha! Good question. I will let Dezli answer that because he's going to do it faster than me. Yeah, so I've got this. This is going to take a while. Like the corn that I built. Yeah. Oh no, sorry, you're talking to Des. So this is going to take a while, in large part because I've never built one before. Like I've built 5 corns at this point. I've built keyboards. I didn't need the guide for the corn to build it. I knew, okay, well, this is how it needs to get put together and stuff like that. And it still took me 6 hours end to end. This is going to take me way longer because it has matrix RGB. It doesn't have hot swap sockets, which I think is a little interesting. But it's, it may be that the PCB is held in place by the switches, so they can't be hot swapped. I don't know. I'll find out. But it's a very involved build. It's, got heat set inserts, and you got to split the PCB apart and put it in there and do all that fun stuff. And it's just going to be a long thing. So I'm not going to start it this week, I don't think. But I'm going to schedule probably 4 streams to put this together. Follow through the build guide in the order that it says, because who knows if there's a particular reason why. Yeah, that looks very familiar, doesn't it? That BK. And they're both made in the Netherlands. Imagine that. But yeah, I'm excited about this just because I've always kind of wanted to have a dactyl-like board. So this is gonna be cool. The thing I'm still kind of debating on is, with a sculpted board, do you still use sculpted caps, or are you supposed to use uniform caps? And I suspect the answer is uniform caps, because the whole point of the sculpted board is that the board itself is sculpted. You don't need the caps to be sculpted, but we'll see. I'm looking forward to this, so keep an eye out for when I put this up. It'll probably, like, my neighbor's doing construction, and I don't know the schedule, because she's like, oh, there isn't a schedule really, it's just whenever they can swing in. But I knew I had this week off from that, so who knows what it's going to be like next week. But I'm going to try to get it started, or even just do it next week. Maybe it'll be like next week be the Bastel stream week or something. I do have a number of other boards that I still need to build. I have a couple that are on their way. There's one that is actually it's not quite sculpted, but it's got built-in tenting, is the best way I can describe it. So the PCB comes apart, and you piece it together and solder it together in a way that the thumb, the hand part is tilted a little bit, or tented, and the thumb is flat, or maybe it's tilted the other way, but it's all just like by soldering the PCB in a certain way. So it's standard regular PCB, not flex PCB. But that looks really cool. I'm excited to build that. I don't know, just a bunch of stuff going on. But that's all for today, I think. I'm gonna go find some bread and try this Vegemite out, and go from there. So again, thank you, Des, for this board. It's very cool. I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next from you, and thank you everyone for stopping by and hanging out and watching me build this. Have a great rest of your